Hello everyone, Namaste and welcome. I hope you guys are doing good and keeping your preparations intact. While reading the Companies Act, you might have come across with various exemptions and modifications in the provisions applicable to IFSC companies and Nidhi companies, and may be facing difficulties in remembering those exemptions and modifications. Don't worry, in this video, I will be discussing the specific exemptions and modifications in the provisions of the Companies Act which are applicable to IFSC companies and Nidhi companies. First of all, what is an IFSC company? IFSC company is a company which is established in the International Financial Service Center. In India, we have the International Financial Service Center called as GIFT City, that is Gujarat International FinTech City, which provides the world-class infrastructure facilities and also a regulatory framework to attract the leading financial institutions. So, a company which is established in the International Financial Service Center is called as IFSC company. So let's discuss the specific exemptions which are applicable to IFSC company. First one, Section 3 of the Companies Act. Section 3 of the Companies Act provides the provisions with respect to formation of a company. So, as per Section 3, a company may be formed for a lawful purpose having two or more persons in case of private company, seven or more persons in case of public company, one person in case of one person company, that is a private company, by the members by subscribing their names to the memorandum of association and by complying with the provisions of Companies Act. And the company which is formed under section number 3 may be either a company limited by shares, limited by guarantee, or unlimited company. But in case of IFSC company, it can only be a limited by shares. So IFSC company can be incorporated only as what? A company limited by shares. So it cannot be a company limited by guarantee or limited unlimited company. It should be a company limited by shares. The first provision. Second one, section number 4. Section number 4 of the Companies Act deals with memorandum of associations. Memorandum of association contains the various clauses. In that, the first clause is a name clause. The name clause of the Memorandum of Association shall contain the name of the company, which shall end with the word called as private limited in case of private company, limited in case of public company, OPC private limited in case of OPC. And in case of IFSC company, the name of the company shall end with the word called as what? IFSC. This is the one more exemptions or modification applicable to IFSC company. Then section number 12. Section number 12 of the Companies Act deals with a registered office of the company. So every company shall have registered office within 30 days from the date of incorporation of the company, which is capable of receiving all the notices and communications. And in case of IFSC public company, it should have a registered office in the approved multi-service SEZs, nothing but International Financial Service Centers. That is why it is called as IFSC company, right? So IFSC company must have its registered office in the approved multi-service SEZ, Special Economic Zones, nothing but International Financial Service Center. And in case of normal companies, the verification of the registered office should be done in the form number INC 22 within 30 days from the date of incorporation of the company. But in case of IFSC company, the verification of the registered office should be done within 60 days of incorporation or change in the registered office of the company. This is the one more exceptions or exemptions applicable to the IFSC companies. Next one, section number 42. Section number 42 of the Companies Act deals with what? Private placement of securities, where a company allots securities to the selected number of persons by issue of private placement offer come application form in a financial year. A company can offer a private placement or can make private placement only up to 200 persons in a financial year. But in case of IFSC company, there is no limit on the maximum number of persons. So the maximum limit of 200 is not applicable for the IFSC companies. And one more provisions, the prohibition of public advertisement or utilizing any media or marketing or distribution channels or agents to inform the public at large about the issue is also not applicable to which company? IFSC company. Means they can advertise about the private placement of securities. And the time limit for allotment, normal companies should allot the securities within 60 days from the date of receipt of application. But in case of IFSC companies, the time limit is a 90 days and 90 days. There is a time extension of time by 30 days. This is the one more modifications in case of IFSC companies. So we discussed four exception modifications now. First one, section 3. Second one, section 4. Third one, section number 12. And the fourth one is section number 42, private placement of security. So there is no limit on the maximum number of members persons in case of private placement. Next one, kinds of share capital. Section number 43 deals with what? Kinds of share capital. Section number 43 shall not apply to which companies? A specified IFSC companies. Means it can offer other the various types of securities which are not mentioned in the section number 43. Plus, it is not required to comply with the provisions of issue of shares with differential rights. So, not applied to IFSC companies where a memorandum of association or the articles of association of such company provides for it. So to claim these exemptions or modification, there should be a provisions in the articles of associations. Next one, section number 47. Section number 47 of the Companies Act deals with voting rights. As per section number 47, every member of a company holding equity shares has a right to vote on all the resolutions which are placed before the companies. And in case of preferential holders, they have a right to vote only on the resolutions which directly affect their right attached to the preferences, or the resolution for reduction of share capital or for winding up of the companies. Section number 47 shall not apply to which company? IFSC company, if the articles of association of such company provides for it. Means they can exempt this provisions of section number 47 if there is a provision in the articles of associations. Then comes section number 62. Section number 62 of the Companies Act deals with further issue of share capital, that is right issue, ESOP, and also it covers the preferential allotment of securities. So the right issue, the offer period of right issue, that is 7 to 30, minimum 7 days, maximum 30 days. The right issue offer should be kept open for a minimum 7 days and maximum 30 days, can be lesser than those specified in the section if 90% of the members have given their consent in writing or electronic mode. Means the company can keep the right issue offer even for lesser than 7 days if 90% of the members have given their consent in writing. This is the one more modification applicable to IFSC company. And in case of ESOP, normal company should pass what resolution? A special resolution. Now, what is a special resolution, sir? Special resolution is a resolution where the intention to pass a resolution as special resolution is specified in the notice of the meeting, and the notice is duly served to all the members of the company, and where the number of vote cast in favor of the resolution are three times the number of vote cast against the resolutions. But in case of IFSC company, for the purpose of ESOP, that is Employee Stock Option Scheme, only what resolution is required? Ordinary resolution. That is, the number of vote cast in favor of the resolution should exceed the number of vote cast against the resolutions. This is the one more modification for IFSC company. Next one, section number 73, acceptance of deposit. Section number 73 subsection 2 clause A to section number 73 subsection 2 clause E is not applicable for accepting deposits to the 100% of paid up capital, free reserves and security premium account. Means a IFSC company can accept deposits from the members up to 100% of paid up capital, free reserves and security premium account without complying with section number 73 subsection 2 clause A to section number 73 subsection 2 clause E. That is with respect to issue of circulars and obtaining the credit rating. All those provisions are not applicable for the IFSC companies. Next one, section number 100. EGM, extraordinary general meeting. The board may subject to consent of all shareholders convene the EGM. It can convey the EGM at any place within or outside India. See, as per section number 100, all the companies should hold their EGM within India. But however, IFSC company, with the consent of all the shareholders, can hold the EGM even outside India. This is the one more modifications for IFSC company. Next one, section number 117, which deals with filing of resolutions and agreement of the company with ROCs. So every company shall file resolutions of the company with ROC within 30 days in the form number MGT14. But in case of IFSC company, there is a modification, there is an extension of time by plus 30 days. So in case of IFSC companies should file the resolutions with ROC in the form number MGT14 within how many days? Within 60 days. How many days? 60 days. Next one, CSR, Corporate Social Responsibility, CSR. Section number 135, important. There may be a question or MCQ based on this provision. Corporate Social Responsibility. This section number, that is the responsibility of contributing to CSR, is not applicable for IFSC company for how many years? For a period of 5 years. For 5 years, even if they fulfill those three criteria, company is not required to contribute to CSR. So section number 135 is not applicable for IFSC company for how many years? 5 years. Next one, section number 138. Section number 138, internal audit. The provisions with respect to internal audit will apply only if the articles of association of the company provides for it. Otherwise, it is not applicable. So these are the specific exemptions or modifications which are applicable to which company? IFSC company, and which are covered in your syllabus, that is in the CA Inter syllabus. So let's quickly recall the exemptions or modifications applicable to IFSC company. First one, section number 3, the name, the company can be only limited by shades. Second one, section number 4, the name of the company shall end with a word called as IFSC. Section number 12, that is, company must have registered office within 60 days and must file a verification within 60 days, and it should have a registered office only at an international financial service center. Next one, section number 42, in case of IFSC company, there is no limit for private placement of securities, and it can there is no limit on the maximum number of members, plus it can also advertise its private placement of securities. 43, section number 43 is not applicable for IFSC company if the article provides. Section number 47 is also not applicable if the articles provides. Then section number 62 is not there is a modification in section number 62 which provides that in case of a right issue of shares, the offer period can be reduced even below 7 days. Next one, section number 73 to subsection 2 clause A to subsection number 73 subsection 2 clause E is not applicable for IFSC companies. In case of EGM, the EGM can be held even outside India with the consent of all the members, that is all the shareholders. Next one, section number 117, the time limit for filing the resolutions with ROC is 60 days instead of 30 days. And CSR is not applicable for a period of how many years? 5 years. And internal audit is applicable only if the articles provides for it. So these are the exemptions or modifications applicable to IFSC companies. Let's discuss now the exemptions applicable to Nidhi companies. So what is a Nidhi company, sir? Nidhi company is a company which is incorporated with the object of promoting the habit of thrift and savings amongst the member. It is like a cooperative society, but not a cooperative society. It's a company which is having limited liability. And this should be a public company. Nidhi company must be a public company. It must have minimum 200 members. So it takes the money from the members and gives loans only to the members. That is nothing but shareholders. So let us discuss the specific exemptions applicable for Nidhi companies. Section number 20. Section number 20 of the Companies Act deals with service of documents to the members, means the mode in which the documents or notices can be sent to the members. So in case of normal companies, the notices and the documents are sent either by registered post or speed post or by courier services or any other electronic mode. But in case of Nidhi company, it is required to serve the notice only to those members who hold shares of more than rupees 1000 rupees in face value or holds more than 1% of the total paid up share capital of the Nidhi company, whichever is less. I repeat, in case of Nidhi company, it is required to send the notice to the members individually only if it holds, only if he is holding a share of rupees more than 1000 rupees in face value, or if he is holding more than 1% of the total paid up share capital of the Nidhi company, whichever is less. And for other shareholders, other than one who satisfy the above conditions, the notice is served in the newspaper, one in vernacular language, one in English newspaper, and also at the notice board of the Nidhi company. This is the one modification applicable to Nidhi company, that is section number 20. Next one, section number 42, which deals with private placement of securities. So Nidhi company can invite any number of persons for private placement, and no restriction is placed on the maximum number of persons. Same like IFSC company, there is no limit on the number of persons in case of Nidhi company as well. Next one, Nidhi company may accept subscription money even in the cash. Normal company should accept the subscription money only either by way of DD or a check or electronic mode. But in case of private Nidhi companies, the private placement can be accepted even in the form of cash. Next one, Nidhi company may issue private placement to any person without issuing what? Offer letter, without recording the name as well. The offer letter in the form number PS4 may not be issued by which company? Nidhi company. That provision is not applicable. Next one, it can make multiple private placement at the same time. Normal companies, unless until they complete the first private placement, they cannot go for one more private placement. Nidhi company can make multiple private placement at the same time. This is the one more exceptions applicable to the Nidhi companies. Next one, section number 47, that is voting rights. Nidhi company. In Nidhi company, no member of a Nidhi company shall exercise his voting right on a poll in excess of 5% of total voting rights of equity shareholders. Irrespective of how much ever shares he is holding, he would be having only the 5% of the voting rights. So his voting rights in case of Nidhi company, the members' voting right is restricted only to 5%. Next one, section number 62, that is further issue of share capital. Entire section number is not applicable to Nidhi companies. Means there is no Nidhi company may offer the shares to the outsiders without offering the shares to the existing shareholders, even without their approval, because section number 62 is not applicable for which company? Nidhi company. So this enables the Nidhi companies to make a new members without complying with the issue rights to the present members and without seeking the authorization from the existing members. And the last one, section number 67, restrictions on purchase by a company are giving a loans by it for the purchase of its shares. As per section number 67, no company shall purchase its own shares directly or indirectly, and a public company shall not provide loans to purchase its own shares other than in the ordinary a banking company in the ordinary course of business, or a company to its employees up to 6 months of salary, or to a trust to hold the shares for the benefit of the employees. So these restrictions on purchase of shares by a company, purchase of its own shares by a company, are giving loans to the persons to purchase its own share is not applicable for Nidhi company. When Nidhi company purchases the shares from the members on is ceases to be a depositor or borrower, it shall not be considered as reduction of share capital. Means a person has taken a loan and he is a member of the company. He has repaid the loan and he is exiting the company, and company purchases his shares back. That will not be considered as, that will not come under the restriction of section number 67 of the Companies Act. So these are the specific exceptions or modifications applicable to Nidhi. I hope you guys find this video helpful, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Until then, keep your preparations intact. Much love. CSR.